Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So today in our science we are going to continue about plants. Okay, we are going to talk about more regarding plants. So before going to our topic children, let us just have a revision of our previous topics. Okay, like the natural process by which plants adjust to their surroundings is called adaptation. We learnt about adaptation. So what is this adaptation? The natural process by which plants adjust themselves to the surroundings, to the environment is called as adaptation. Plants which grow on land are called terrestrial plants. So what we said? That plants which grow on land are called as terrestrial plants. Some trees which are always green are called evergreen plants. Now some trees which are always green are called evergreen plants. Some trees which shed all their leaves once a year are called deciduous trees. No, some trees which shed all their leaves once a year are called as deciduous trees. And in the desert, plants have no leaves. No, we learned that in the desert, plants have no leaves. They have only stems, and the stems store the water. In marshy areas, plants have breathing roots. So in the marshy areas, plants have breathing roots. For example, mangrove trees. Clear children? So this all what we have learnt. This was what we have learnt in our earlier classes. Now we are going to learn more about the plants, like types of some more plants. What are they? Like they are aquatic plants. Aquatic. What do you mean by aquatic children? Aquatic animals, aquatic plants, aquarium. So aquatic is nothing but water. Water. Here aquatic plants means plants growing in water are called aquatic plants. So until now we learned that plants grow in terrestrial areas, that is on the surface of the land, then in the deserts, no, in mountains, hills, and now we are talking about plants which grow in water. Okay children? So plants growing in water are called what? They are called as aquatic plants. There are three types of aquatic plants. No, we are having three types of aquatic plants. What are they? They are floating plants, fixed plants, underwater plants. Like if you see here in the picture, you are able to see that the plants are on the water. They are growing in the water and they are floating on the water. Okay, so we are having three types. As we said, one is floating plants, fixed plants, and underwater plants. Okay children? So we'll just learn one after the other now. The first one here is the floating plant. How about the floating plant? There are some plants which float on water. Okay, some plants like duckweed, green algae, water hyacinth are some of the floating plants that float freely on the top of the water. Okay, they are called floating plants or water floating plants children, which float on the water. Float on the water. Have you ever been on a boat? So if we go on if we sail on a boat, okay, like the boat, how does it travel? It travels on the water. In the sense, it floats on the water. No, same like that here. These plants float on the water. So as you see in the picture here, it is on the water, floating. Okay, and for example, duckweed, green algae, water hyacinth. These are some types of floating plants, and they float freely on the top of the water. So we are able to see very clearly that they are on the top of the water. They float very freely on the top of the water. They are called as floating plants. Clear children? Yes. Now the other type of the aquatic plant. What are they? Fixed aquatic plants. No, fixed aquatic plants. How are they? Some plants like water lily and lotus have roots that fix the plants in the mud at the bottom of the pond. See, some plants like water lily and lotus. Hope these two plants are very familiar for us, no? We most of us might have seen these plants. Now, how are they, children? They also look like they are floating on the water, but they are fixed aquatic plants. They are fixed aquatic plants. Why? Because these plant roots, they fix the plants in the mud. They fix the plants in the mud at the bottom of the pond. See, in the picture you can see here clearly. The roots of these plants, what they do? They are going to fix the plant in the mud. Okay. Where is the mud here? At the bottom of the pond. And what is a pond, children? A water filled area. A water filled area is called a pond. No, water body it is. So, because they fix the plant in the mud, so that is why we call it as fixed aquatic plants. Okay, children. And for example, another one is Vallisneria. Not only water lily and lotus, so other plant is Vallisneria. Okay, we are having so many, but we are naming some for you as an example. So they are known as fixed aquatic plants. Roots of such plants are fixed in the soil at the bottom of a pond. Okay, and they have plate-like leaves. How are the leaves, children? How are the leaves of this plant? Like plate-like leaves. Plate in the sense what? Like it's a flat area. No, it's a flat. Like the leaves are flat, maybe in a round shape. Okay, and these leaves float over the surface of the water. No, the leaves float over the surface of the water. Now, as we can see, the leaves of water lily or lotus, which will be floating up over the surface of the water. Even the flowers also, very beautiful lotus flowers. Okay, children? Yes. The stems are hollow and very light. So the stems are hollow. Hollow in the sense it is empty. Empty. Like they doesn't contain anything inside the stem. Whereas if you see desert plant, stem contains water. No. That is why the stem is heavy for that. But here they are hollow. It's empty. That is why they are very light. Because these stems are very light. These are the stems, children. So hope you are able to see this. Okay. So as they are very light, this helps the leaves to float. This helps the leaves to float over the surface of the water. Clear, children? Okay. Now we'll see the other one now. What is that? Underwater plants. Underwater plants. So until now we learned that floating plant and fixed plant. Fixed aquatic plant. No. Now underwater plants. So what are underwater plants? Some plants like pondweed, tape grass, hydrilla, etc. are some common plants which live and grow underwater completely. So as it is there in the name, like underwater, in the sense under the water. Under the water. As it says, some plants like pondweed. These are the names of the plants, children. Pondweed, tape grass, hydrilla. These are some plants and which live and grow underwater completely. They grow completely underwater, as you see here in the picture. Okay, they grow completely underwater, and they are called underwater or submerged plants. Submerged because they are lying under the water. They are merging with the water, and this is they are mixed with the water. That is why we call it as submerged plants. Okay, their roots fix them in the muddy soil. Even here also the roots of the plants are fixed in the soil, but only difference is they for fixed plants like lotus and lily, even though the roots are fixed in the mud, the leaves and the flowers are floating over the water, no, over the surface of the water. But here underwater plants, what is happening, even the roots are fixed in the soil, in the muddy soil, and even the plant is also in the water, it is not above the water. That is why we call them as underwater plants. Clear, children? Okay. These plants have narrow, thin leaves without pores. These have narrow, thin leaves. In this sense, they don't have any holes. They have very thin leaves. These plants move along with the current. Along with the current. In the sense, what is current here? Like as we are having electricity, that is we call it as current. Even water has current, in the sense according to the gravity, then the water also moves. Water, it moves. Can you see the movement of the water, children? Water also moves, no? It floats. So that current, we are talking about that current, that current. These plants move. As the water moves, even the plant also moves along with the water. Such plants have very delicate shoots. Shoots in the sense what? Like a small, very small shoots, in the sense growing, new growth of the plant. Okay, so these plants have got very delicate shoots. Delicate in the sense very sensitive, very light. If we just touch them, they'll just break down. They'll just break. Okay, so much of delicate shoots. The stems are flexible and have air spaces. The stems, are you able to see here the stems here? Yes, the stems are flexible, in the sense they move very easily. They move very easily and have air spaces, in the sense where air is able to move. It allows the air to move. Okay, the stems are very flexible. We can grow such plants in aquarium. So where can we grow this type of plants, children? In aquarium. So if you have an aquarium in your home, or else if you go to any aquarium shop, you can see such type of plants in the aquariums, because these plants are underwater plants, so they grow along with the aquatic plants like fishes and some other animals which are there in the water. Okay, so these are underwater plants, children. Clear? Yes. Hope you all have understood. Okay, so now we'll just do some question and answer sessions like what we have learnt until now. We'll just revise once again in the form of question and answers. Now the first one, which of the following are floating plants? Which of the following are floating plants? Like we have to name which is the floating plant. The first option is duckweed, water hyacinth, lotus, and both A and B. A and B, in the sense duckweed and lotus. Sorry, duckweed and water hyacinth. A and B. Which is the correct answer, children? Floating plant which is floating on the water. The correct answer is both duckweed and water hyacinth. Okay, clear? Now the next question. Yes. Which of the following is an underwater plant? Underwater plant. A option is water hyacinth, B duckweed, C hydrilla, and D pistia. Water hyacinth, duckweed, hydrilla, and pistia. Underwater plant. What is it? Hydrilla. It is hydrilla. The correct answer is hydrilla, children. Okay. So this you have to mark it up. The next question is, dash plants fix roots in the soil at the bottom of the pond. Dash plants fix roots in the soil at the bottom of the pond. A option is banyan, B option is cactus, C is water lily, and D is pondweed. So which is the correct answer, children? Yes, like water lily. Water lily is the correct answer. Clear? Now, the fourth one. A lotus plant has what type of leaves? Needle-like leaves, very thin leaves, long leaves, and broad leaves. What type of leaves a lotus plant has? Yes, it has, like as you can see in the picture. How are the leaves, children? Yes, like broad leaves. D option is the correct answer. Clear? Yes. Children, this is the picture of water hyacinth. So this is the picture of water hyacinth. Now, what is the question? Is which of the following statements about the plant given below is or are true? Like we are having four options here. So we have to state which options are true. Okay, children. The first option is A, spongy and light stems water hyacinth. B, hairy leaves. C, feathery and fibrous roots. D, both A and C. A is spongy and light stems water hyacinth. C is feathery and fibrous roots. So D option goes with both A and C option. Okay. So which is the correct answer? Can anybody guess, children? Yes, it is A and C. This spongy and light stems. It has, water hyacinth has spongy and light stems, and it also has feathery and fibrous roots. Clear, children? Yes. And the next question is, hydrilla and tape grass plants are. Hydrilla and tape grass plants are. So what are they? Are they floating plants, fixed plants, underwater plants, or both A and B? That is floating and also fixed plants. So which is the correct answer, children? Yes, underwater plants. Hydrilla is under and tape grass plants are underwater plants. And the next question here. Which of the following plants does not need soil to grow? Which of the following plants does not need soil to grow? In the sense, this is an aquatic plant, no, which does not need soil. What is it? Whether it is cactus, water hyacinth, pitcher plant, or fern. Which is the correct answer, children? Yes, you have the answer in the question only, in the options only. Yes, it is what? Water hyacinth. Water hyacinth. Okay. The next question. Which of the following have leaves without pores? Which of the following have leaves without pores? A is underwater plants, B fixed plants, C floating plants, D evergreen plants. Answer is underwater plants. Now, as we learned that underwater plants do not have pores. No, do not have pores, and they have a delicate stem. They have a flexible stem. They have a flexible stem. Okay, clear, children? Now, the next question for you. Fixed aquatic plants have dash-like leaves. Fixed aquatic plants have dash-like leaves. Conifer, A option is B plate-like leaves, C grass-like leaves, or pot-like leaves. What type of leaves they have, ma? Yes, it is the B option, plate-like leaves. Clear, children? Like lotus, for example. It has a plate-like leaves. Clear? And the next question. Underwater plants move along with the dash. Underwater plants move along with the dash. A option is wind, B option is soil, C option is leaf, D option is current. How do they move? Along with the, yes, right answer is current. Along with the current in the water. Okay, as the water moves, even the plant move. Clear, children? Okay. And the next question. Submerged plant among the following. So you have to name the submerged plant. A option is hydrilla, B option is pistia, C is lotus, D is water lily. Okay, children, submerged means inside the water, merged with the water. Okay, so what will be the answer now? The correct answer is hydrilla. Okay, hydrilla, like underwater plant it is. Clear? Okay. The last question for today. Water hyacinth is an example of. Water hyacinth is an example of A option, free floating hydrophytes, attached floating hydrophytes, submerged hydrophytes, or none of this. Water hyacinth, children. So which type is this? Yes, the correct option is free floating hydrophytes. Free floating hydrophytes, because the leaves are light. No, and the stems, they are light. So that is why they are free floating hydrophytes. Clear? Yes. So that's all for today, children. Hope you are clear with this. Okay. Take care. Goodbye. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.